Hello, everyone. It has been a while. I'm back with promises to keep. Last time I did a recording on this was in November. Um, did I make sure to hold on? Quick load. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I know. Last time I did a recording was in December. Um, and we're all the way in April at this point recording this. So welcome back. This is version 0.6. Last time I played was on version 0.4. So, but Theo, something about him puts me at ease. Maybe it's the sense that he really doesn't expect anything in return. From the way he talks, he makes it sound like I'm doing him a favor by staying here. The kitchen is spacious but comfortable, lived in, but not cluttered or claustrophobic. My eyes are immediately drawn to the big windows looking out into the small backyard space. Well, they would be showing off the backyard if the snow and ice hadn't rendered them almost fully opaque. I settle down at the big kitchen table and watch the weather try to get in, frosty fingers sliding down the fragile panes of glass. It isn't long before Theo comes back with two folding chairs and starts to set them up. As I watch him work, I absent-mindedly rub the old table's surface, my paw pads finding curves and divots impressed into the wood. I trace the path of what feels like a cursive letter T, then an H. Does me tabbing? Okay, no. Hearing more closely, I see that telltale marks of many words crisscrossing and folding over one another across the matte surface. I made him British, I think. Yeah, those are what you think they are. He cracks open a beer as he talks. This was my aunt's house. I used to come here growing up and do my homework at this very table. I would always press down really hard when doing cursive, and the pencil marked up the surface of the paper. My mind drifts back to the photo in the stairwell. Theo and an older Arctic fox. He sits down. Oh, right-clicking does that? He sits down in a seat across from me, and the old wooden chair produces a loud creak. But that was centuries ago, of course. I understand kids these days aren't even learning cursive anymore. Bitch, I learned kids these days. Yeah, it's kidding, right? Theo's eyes twinkle mischievously, clearly watching me for a reaction. Hey, I still had to learn it. Turned out to be useless, of course, but I bet I spent just as much time on it as you did. And a fat load of good it did us. I always thought it was a waste of time, too. Theo snaps his fingers and stands again. Right, dinner. Can't expect everyone to be happy with just chips and soda. Let's see. Wait. No. I'm loading this. Oh. Oh no. Um. Oh shit. I will be back when I get to the point I was at. Alright. I am back. That was a lot of stuff I went through there. But, there's the option. It tells you what path you'd go for these. And, of course, I want my puppy Rofi. He's the goodest of boys. Um, it doesn't really matter right now. I could go for more sleep, actually. I toss my phone to the side and curl up into my blankets. This time, thankfully, my rest is dreamless. Before long, I'm woken by a soft knock at the door, accompanied by Theo's gentle voice. Red? Red? You awake? Clear my throat, then reply. Yeah, just getting up. And once as my voice comes out raspy, I had obviously just woken up. No need to rush, fuck. Sleep in as late as you'd like. I'm heading out in a bit, just wanted to make sure you could find the bathroom and shower. They're just around the corner. Oh, thank you, Theo. Feels kind of weird talking to him through a door, but I don't have the energy to get out of bed just yet. Of course, I left a fresh set of towels in there earlier this morning, and there should still be one for you. There should and there should still be one for you there. Sounds great. Really appreciate it. Don't mention it. Uh, I'll just be outside shoveling snow with Hunter, but we shouldn't be long. Artemis made some breakfast, and he's already prepping for lunch. A little early, if you ask me, but he's the chef here. Theo chuckles to himself. Anyway, I'll let you relax a little more. Good luck outside. Thanks, Red. Oh, I go silent, except for Theo's paw steps, getting quieter and quieter. I should probably get up soon. I grab my phone and browse my notifications for a moment, then find the strength to leave my surprisingly comfortable air mattress. First order of business, a shower. I grab a change of clothes and my toiletries, finding the bathroom easily. How, on a whim, I put on one of Artemis' playlists while I shower. Huh. Alright, y'all get to see my choice, and we're gonna pick. Yeah, no, that's what I call sadness. The few tracks I hear are solid. And my, yeah, sad, but solid. I recognize a few artists by their voice, but not the songs themselves. Looks like he picked only deep cuts for this one. Respect. After a few minutes, I come out refreshed. I head back to the den and change into my fresh set of clothes. Maybe I'll sit in the living room for a while, let my fur dry out in front of the fire. As I walk into the room, I find a familiar orange dog perched comfortably on the couch. Let's go. Red! There you are! He jumps out of his seat and runs up to me, tail wagging. Morning, Rofi. Morning! Did you just shower? I gesture to my drying fur. How'd you guess? Hey, I was just trying to make conversation. And I don't know why, but I did rambly for this, and I know for a fact that so there's two characters I remember the voices for, Rofi and Theo. And Theo is British. I don't know why. But in anything I do where I'm voicing multiple characters, one of them becomes British. They get Britified. And then the rest go elsewhere. Anyway, what are you up to now? Not much, actually. I'm probably going to relax for a bit, watching the show, the snow fall and everything. He perks up at the idea. Can I join? In spirit of reliving old memories? He's just one big ball of nostalgia, it seems. First, the snuggles, now this. Of course. There's plenty of great places to sit. I gesture around at the surplus of comfortable couches and chairs. Oh! I thought you were planning to go outside! In this storm, I'm happy inside. Besides, as you so astutely noticed, I just got out of the shower. I know, but once you dry off. Look, the weather's calmed down a bit. It's cold, but the wind is pretty much gone. And you'll miss out on half the experience sitting inside. Okay, I guess I see his point. Before he can pull out his puppy dog eyes, or 50 other reasons we should go outside, open my mouth. Okay, fine. Just for a little bit, though, I don't want either of us getting frostbite. Hey. And don't worry, I'm a professional, remember? I forgot, it's been so long. He sticks his tongue out at me, tail swishing back and forth. Right, I remember. It's gonna be so much fun! Only once I'm dry, though. Yeah, I know. I'll go get my stuff ready. And with that, Ropey races to the front door to get dressed. With a good, humored sigh, quick save. I head back into my makeshift bedroom to gather myself before the outing. After another 10 minutes or so, and some aggressive toweling off, my fur is dry enough to go out. Like clockwork, I find him waiting at the front door fully dressed, up and bouncing slightly on his heels. Ready? Yes, you silly dog, let's go. I head up to the front door and throw on my coat, gloves, and boots. Ropey and I are heading out for a bit. I pause, realize I'm shouting to a mostly empty house. Oh, wait, hold on. Ropey and I are heading out for a bit. Empty house. Peek into the kitchen, see Artemis sitting, scrolling on his phone. He gives me the idle thumbs up. And don't have too much fun. Come on, let's go! He throws the door open and bolts out into the snow. I draw after him, making sure to shut the door firmly behind us. Rufio's right. Without the fierce wind chill, the weather was much more manageable. Almost pleasant. In a freezing sort of way. The cold air nipped, but didn't bite, dancing lightly around my fur. I exhale, releasing a thick cloud of fog into the sky. Dragon smoke, used to call it. When I was really little. Seeing my breath used to amaze and delight me. Now, decades later, feel a tug of the same feeling. Hey, Red! Quit daydreaming and come sit! He beckons to me and then flops over backward into shallow drift, almost disappearing in the snow. I make my way over to him and sit. I'm here. You enjoying yourself? He waves his arms in the beginnings of a snow angel form. He grins at me, but doesn't reply, a little lost in his own world. I'll take that as a yes. Furries. Furries abound. In the distance, I see Hunter and Theo. Yeah, Theo, Hunter, me, Rofi, someone's persona that they paid to get in here. See Hunter, Theo shoveling and chatting. Two of them seem to be enjoying themselves. Both clearly suited this kind of work. At some point, Theo waves across the street to a neighbor who's also clearing out their driveway. This is the life! Sitting outside in the snow? Sitting outside in the snow with you! He gives me a playful shove. Seeing you again just makes me so happy. After all, no one else in the world knows me better than you do. I stammer out a response, momentarily lost for words. And this! He throws his paw wide as to embrace the snowy sky and everything in it. This is such a beautiful setting for our reunion. Rofi goes quiet for a moment, face lost in thought. Seriously, isn't it nice? Seeing the world so undisturbed? You can't tell anything about its state before the snow. He leans back on his paws and stares straight upwards at some far-off sight on the roof of the world. Working in medicine means everyone you meet carries some kind of history with them. History that complicates things. History that can't be swept aside. But even so, a fresh coat of snow promises new beginnings. New beginnings. Ropey, you've changed more than I thought. With a jolt, he seems to remember himself. He gives his head a hearty shake and smiles sheepishly at me. Sorry, it's the vacation talking. Don't mind me. You're fine, Rofi. So, when do you go back to work? In a few weeks. I kind of forgot that paid time off was a thing we could use. So I ended up having a bunch stockpiled that I needed to use. I've never taken a break this long from work. I hope I don't get rusty. I can tell he's joking. Mostly. Rofi takes advantage of the lull in conversation to scoot closer to me. It's a little nippy out. Push the snow out of his way and let him snuggle up to me. He lays his head on my shoulder, sighing contentedly. We enjoy the stillness of our surroundings for a long moment. Then, all of a sudden, he shivers dramatically and stands up. Alright, I've had enough of this. Back to the safety of the house. What? Already? We just sat down. I'm cold. I don't have your thick winter coat. This was your idea, you know. He sticks his tongue out at me and a snowflake lands directly on it. Yeah, well, never come back inside. He offers me his paw. Smile in spite of myself and take it. Dusting the thick powder off my coat. Besides, I've got snow in my pocket and my socks are wet. Poor puppy. And whose fault is that? As soon as we shut the door behind us, Rofi throws off his boots and collapses in a heap in front of the fire. Oh, finally. I should have never let you convince me to go outside. You convinced me! Excuse me! I ruffle his head fur roughly right as Artemis walks in from the kitchen. Forget about our lesson, huh? Oh, of course not! Rofi scrambles to his paws, his usual energy returning in an instant. Artie's finally gonna teach me how to make something amazingly yummy for lunch. What are we cooking? Not sure yet. Depends on what we have. Sweet! I love a challenge! Race you there! With a giggle, he rushes past the two of us into the kitchen. We still have some leftovers from breakfast, Red. But if you'd rather wait a little, lunch will be ready soon. I think I'll wait for lunch. Thanks, though. I would most certainly be enjoying breakfast leftovers, but, you know, eh. I pause for a moment, thinking. Any idea what Ollie's up to? Artemis shrugs. Probably sleeping or scrolling in bed. He stays under his blanket all day long if someone didn't force him to get up. I see. Thanks, Artemis. Yep. See you around. I get Ollie's number from our group chat and send him a text. Hey, you up? After a few minutes, I get a response. Barely. Why? Want to hang for a bit? If you aren't too sleepy? I'll be real. I don't really care for for Ollie. His response comes instantly. Oh yeah, come upstairs. Ollie answers the door on the second knock, still rubbing sleep from his eyes. Morning. Morning, Ollie. Hope I didn't wake you. Nah. He lets out a huge toothy yawn. You're good. I'm coming. The room looks pretty much the same as yesterday, with the notable exception of the finished desktop setup, pulsing with an assortment of colors. Looks like you've got everything set up. Looking good. Yeah. He yawns again, nodding. Let me put it up for you. Ollie set top background. At least the parts of it visible beneath the clutters of files and folders looks like some sort of painting. A lone knight kneeling at the foot of a grave, bearing a gilded shield inlaid with 7 glittering gemstones. My view is quickly obscured as the dino begins pulling up windows, filling each monitor in a matter of moments. Oh, wait, sorry, can I get a better look at your desktop background? Oh, of course! Wait, fuck. No, not my ropey. Um, uh, oh, of course! All these gentle blue eyes light up in excitement. He fiddles with the center monitor and pulls it unobstructed. Do you recognize it? Sorry, no, it just looked interesting. Oh, that's okay. Excitement barely wavers. Seems as if he's just as happy to explain it. It's from an RPG called Tales of Wheel and Woe. One of my all-time favorites. This is a really pivotal scene that happens towards the end once you've gathered all 7 crystals. I won't spoil what happens, but it's a pretty famous twist. This game is known for its fantastic storytelling, which is why it's one of my favorites. I'm a sucker for story-heavy RPGs. Anything I can really lose myself in. Huh. I've actually never heard of them. What's the plot about? Vaguely, I mean? I'm not almost sure I can describe without spoiling anything. Its presentation is really masterful, so just hearing about it won't do it justice. Basic set is simple, though. You play a hero sent on a quest to collect 7 magic crystals in order to restore sunlight to a cursed kingdom. So this is a Dark Souls reference. It's what they do with such a well-trod premise that makes it a masterpiece, though. Makes me laugh. It made me laugh, made me cry, made me think seriously about life, but also helping me take life less seriously. And it has one of the most complicating and rewarding skill trees I've ever seen. To be honest, I'd play it just for that. Wow, with such high praise, I'm surprised I haven't heard of it before. Light shrugs. It's fairly text heavy and requires a lot of investment to really get into. Not everyone's cup of tea. The story, though, it's just so perfect. God, I really want to talk about it, but spoilers. Spoilers. What else can we talk about? Are there any games you've been into recently? Well, okay, thank you, fourth wall break. Well, I'm actually into story-heavy games right now. Yeah? What kind of stories do you like best, Red? Oh. Okay. I'm gonna reference back to Baldur's Gate, which a 3rd video will be coming out eventually. And I'm gonna typically get some happy endings. Not everyone did, though. So, stay tuned for that video to see, who's gonna make you cry. I sure know I was on the verge of tears. This might be a weird answer, but I like sad stories with happy endings. Stories that make me feel a range of emotions, that challenge me to see both the light and dark side of things. That's not a weird answer at all. That's how I feel too. The dino's tail swishes lightly behind him, reminiscent of a wag. Stories that don't shrink away from pain and sadness, but don't wallow in it either. Oh, he starts to stutter a little, cheeks turning slightly red. I mean, I feel sad pretty often, so I guess it's nice to be reminded that other people feel the same way. Ollie looks directly into my eyes, his face deeply serious. But it's also nice to be reminded that there's an alternative to sorrow. That sadness isn't a foregone conclusion. That hope really does spring eternal. I guess that's kind of cliche, but sometimes things are cliche for a reason. Sometimes because they're beautiful and true. I really think you would like Tales of Wheel and Woe. The name is very descriptive. Plenty of sunshine, plenty of shadow. And once you played it, we can talk about it for real. Okay then, the promise. I promise if I play, we can talk about it. I'm not gonna play Wheels and Woe, unless that's another game someone's made. I'm not playing Dark Souls though, fuck that shit. Ollie beams at me, trying and failing to rein in his excitement. Great. Oh, I'm so excited for you to start. There's several easy places where you can buy it, so. With an abrupt sound, the lights in the room go out, followed immediately after by all these computer screens. An instant, we are bathed in darkness, eyes locking in grim understanding. The power. Shit. I knew I should have brought that surge protector. Your voices from downstairs. Clear, everyone else has noticed too. Both our phones buzz. It's Artemis. The pow the power's out. Everyone please gather in the living room. You too, Ollie. The dino huffs in annoyance. There's no need to signal me out. I would have come down. Come on, Red, let's go. When we reach the base of the stairs, we find Artemis in the living room, stiffly pacing back and forth. There you are, Ollie. Come sit down here. The gas fire may have turned off, but it's still warm here. Artemis, it's fine. The power just went out. It's still warm everywhere. You know how quickly heat can leach out of a building. Please, just sit. He gestures to the couch, the anxiety now plain in his voice. For a moment, the two of them just look at each other. And then Ollie stiffly walks up to the couch and sits, averting his eyes. Thank you. The bird turns to me. Have you seen Theo? Uh, not since this morning. Rofi and I saw him shoveling with Hunter earlier, but I assumed he was making the rounds, seeing if folks needed help. The bird's scowl deepens, forehead pouring into a mess of feathery wrinkles. Great. Just great. Front door creaks open and Rofi's head pops through. Artie, I grabbed Hunter just like you asked. What's going on? I was just getting into the shoveling groove. Two of them file into the house, stomping the snow off their boots. And the power's gone out. Artemis says brusquely, absorbed in his phone. Here, come sit. It'll be easier to discuss when we're all in one place. But what about Theo? You want to check out on a few neighbors, but he's still. Yes, I know. The bird cuts him off with a raised talon and slips his phone back into his pocket. I just sent him a text. Hopefully, all of our heads turn to a nearby side table. Shit. Wordlessly, Artemis walks over to the table and picks up the phone sitting on the surface. Unfucking believable. Is it? Yep, it's Theo's. Sure, yeah, just wander off in a snowstorm without your phone. Real smart. I'll go get him then. Artemis shakes his head in annoyance, eyes darting around the room. No, you stay here. There's no point in splitting up. Hunter hesitates for a bit and continues lacing up his boots. But he can't be that far. It'll take me a few minutes, tops. Yeah, unless the snow picks up again. And what if he's in someone's house, helping them with something? Oh god, you look fucking pissed. You could walk right past him and not know. The raccoon recoils slightly at Artemis's tone, and then frowns and fires. Ah, then frowns and fires back. So, what? I'm just supposed to wait here? Who knows when he'll return? Yes. So we all will wait here until then. What's not clicking? Better than all of us wandering on the snow with no idea where we're going. Well, Artie would only be one of us. Why is it so hard for you two to just sit still? Artemis's voice is hard and flinty now, something near panic reflecting in his wide eyes. At that moment, Ollie stands up from the couch and strides purposely across the living room. Ollie, what? Where are you going? The dino stops at one of the lamps and flicks the switch a few times. Nothing. Ollie, the power's out. What are you doing? Ollie doesn't answer, just moves on to the next closest lamp. The corner of the room floods with light as the lamp turns on. Oh! Repeats, the first to break the silence, eyes wide in understanding. So it was just the circuit breaker. Artemis? Ollie's voice is gentle and calm, quivering only slightly. The breaker box is in the basement, right? Can you show me where? The bird stands speechless for a long moment and nods. He drops his gaze and starts to shuffle towards the basement door. We'll be right back, Ollie says to the room at large, then seems to reconsider. Though it might be best everyone sees where it is, in case this happens again. Sure, we'll come with. Motion to the other two and start following Ollie. Oh, Flushy! It is a friend. I don't know who this is, but they're friend-shaped. The basement is spacious, though dimly lit by a few small snow-covered windows. Aided by his phone flashlight, Ollie locates the breaker box and quickly finds the trip switch. There we go. That should do it. Hunter sighs in relief and claps him on the back. Wow, good thinking, Ollie. I don't know why, but I never thought it would be the circuit breaker. Yeah, me neither. Guess it's because there's been so many power outages already. The dino blushes and scratches the back of his head. I mean, the wiring on my building sucks, and I tend to use a lot of plugs at once, so I'm used to having to reset the circuits a lot. Speaking, I'll keep my desktop unplugged for now. I think that's probably what did it. Huh? You sure? I bet we can find some other stuff to unplug so you can still use it. No, that doesn't seem very fair. I still have my laptop, and it's my fault that everyone got so worked up anyway. No. Artemis speaks up for the first time, sheepish and halting. It was my fault. I got a little carried away. He looks at us, each in turn. Sorry, I was just worried about... His eyes flick to Ollie for an instant. About everyone. I was trying to keep everyone safe and calm, and I didn't do a good job of that. Hey, no worries, bud. Hunter reassures him softly. No hard feelings, okay? We were all a little stressed. Yeah, we're all friends here. Don't worry about it, Artie. The bird scratches his head and smiles slightly. It's a fucking blush, bitch. Thinking about it, I guess Rofi was right. It was starting to feel like we were all friends, even though some of us had only met yesterday. Let's head back upstairs, huh? I think we might have left the stove on. Oh, right. Artemis turns and hustles back up the stairs as we all follow, sharing smiles with each other. Hang back with Ollie as we re-enter the living room, and folks start to go their separate ways. Really good call, Ollie. You saved us a bunch of... Fuck. Really good call, Ollie. You saved us all a big headache. It was nothing, I just... He glances over at the kitchen where Artemis and Orphe are still figuring out lunch. Here. Follow me up to my room again. I want to make sure everything's disconnected properly. Sure. As he goes to work unplugging the various computer wires, Ollie talks to me quietly from underneath the desk. This may seem a little strange to say, but please don't think badly of Artemis because of this. I honestly wouldn't. If this happened like in real life, this would be a stressful situation for fucking everyone. So actually, I kind of get it. I probably would have reacted similarly. He can be a little overprotective at times, especially when it comes to me. Yeah, I could tell, to be honest. But I promise it doesn't come from a place of malice. He can be a little controlling, but only when he's worried about someone. Finishing his work, Ollie looks at me with serious eyes. I know he cares about all of us, not just me. He's really warmed up to the rest of you, as well, far quicker than he normally does. And while it's nice to see between two of us, he may seem like the more outgoing one, but honestly, he has much trouble making friends as I do. Something in Ollie's eyes catches my attention. A deep, tender warmth. Makes me want to ask. Sorry if I'm a little forward, but Ollie blinks at me questioningly. Are you two dating? Hey! Are you and Artemis a thing? A thing? Oh! Ollie turns redder than anyone I've ever seen. Far redder than Rofi. Impressive for such a green dino. Oh, you mean like... No. You're not a thing. Ollie mumbles, frantically twiddling his claws, eyes shooting around the room. Hey, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have phrased just based on the way you two talk about each other. I guess I just wouldn't be surprised if everyone else was thinking the same thing. Really? Oh, um, well, no. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't. I mean, um, look, it's okay, I'll drop it. Like I said, shouldn't have brought it up. I am sorry. No, we aren't a thing. We are very good friends, in the same way that you and Rofi are. He smiles at me, seeming glad to have found his voice. My stomach turns slightly, though I'm not entirely sure why. It's almost like I kind of want the dog. I want the dog. Give me the dog. Give me the dog. He's gonna be my bark maxer. Or at least, I don't really want to think about why. Right, of course, makes sense. The awkwardness still hangs in the air as Ollie fiddles a bit more with his setup. Right as I start to check my phone, he speaks up. If you don't mind, I think I'd like to take a shower and freshen up. Oh, sure. It's been a little more exciting than I bargained for. Ollie chuckles slightly, running his claws through his chest. Agreed, and I didn't sleep that well either. You too, huh? Well, if you ever find yourself late in the middle of the night, shoot me a text. No, I'd rather get cuddles from the dog. There's a decent chance I'll be awake then too. Deal. Enjoy your shower. Theo left towels and everything else we might need in the bathroom, so you should be all set. Thanks. I'll see you around, Red. See you around, Ollie. Shut the door behind me, and immediately started kicking myself for prying. Come on, Red, don't you remember what curiosity does to cats? Oh yeah, my character is a cat. Meow meow. Ollie was so embarrassed. As I start to make my way downstairs, I remember his request. Please don't think badly of Artemis. Maybe I should go check on him. Out of all of us, he seemed the most stressed by the day's events. Then my stomach grows in protest, reminding me that it's past lunchtime already. Definitely use a bite. But I'll find Rofi in the kitchen, and where there's food, probably find Hunter too. And this seems like a good spot to leave off. So, thank you all for joining me on this episode of Promises to Keep. It's a lovely little game, and I'm so glad that progress saved between the different versions. If not, I was gonna have to go through so much dialogue. Um, but I hope you all enjoyed. These visual novels, I would say, are the easiest way to get a glimpse at just like me in general. Other videos, I tend to hype things up just a little. Uh, Try to seem a little smarter than I actually am. Uh, Probably why I do a bunch of puzzle games. But visual novels and such, you can always get the genuine of everything from me. Hope that helps. Peace out. Bye bye.